Sex toys are materials or devices made in the image of genital for sexual stimulation. We have for the male and we also have for the female. Yes.
Mm. So now, let's look at the use of it. People will tell you, I prefer using the sex toy to having sexual intercourse with a male. How safe? How safe? Let's look at it from head to angle now. How safe it is?
When someone is, or let me say, when a woman is exposed to too much of sex toys, using sex toys too much, it has a lot of detrimental effects on the body system due to the chemicals that are used to manufacture it. And of course,
Mhm.
if the dosage of those chemicals are high, because the sex toy industry makes sure that they had this chemical in quantity in order to softening it to make it realistic, because it's going to be inserted in the genital, so it has to be very smooth and easy for insertion. So during the process of making this thing safe so that it will not pinch you or whatever, they had chemicals in excess that can damage the body system if a woman is too exposed, because research told us that women use sex toys more than men. The
Oh,
percentage of
does
women that use sex are more than.
I'm just hearing for the first time that men use sex toy. I don't know about that. Maybe I'm
There are
from
some
another.
couples, some couples use sex toys during intercourse. Some couples, the man and the
Okay.
woman might use some certain sex toys during sexual activity. Yes, but women use it more than men. Yes.
Okay, now let's look at are there any diseases or infection associated with the use of sex toy?
Yes, sir, especially cancer. Because most of all those chemicals, we have about 10 harmful chemicals that makes a sex toy toxic. For example, we have phthalate. Phthalate is ranked first in the list of most toxic material. And materials that are made of plastic normally have phthalate. But the reason why that of sex toys is more damaging is that it's going to be inserted in the body system. And of course, the high dosage of this phthalate may cause cancer and can also damage the reproductive system of the body. There are some women that for 2 years, 3 years, some even 5 years or more, they didn't relate with any man. It is the sex toy they are using. And so when they are too exposed to it, the high dosage of all those things that can even damage the kidney, the liver, and the digestive system. Also, we have latex. It's also one of the chemicals used in the production of sex toy, because sex toy itself is like plastic latex. So latex is also toxic to the body. There are some people that are allergic to it, and they might not even know until they are exposed. Latex itself does not emit any toxic effect, but some people are allergic to too much of latex. We also have bisphenol A. Bisphenol A is also a chemical that is used to softening all these sex toy, to make them soft, to make them smooth, to smoothen the skin, the material. So what bisphenol A does is that it disrupts hormone. So women who are too exposed to sex toy, they can have this hormonal imbalance. Some people have hormonal imbalance that is not due to use of sex toy. Anyone who is exposed to bisphenol A can have disrupted hormone, whereby they start having hormonal imbalance, reduce the level of androgen in their body, and also diabetes or even obesity. Yes, and for a woman to be exposed to bisphenol A is only in sex toys that a woman can find that chemical. We also have melamine. Melamine is also part of these ingredients used in production of a sex toy. The melamine causes irritability, renal damage, and less urine. Some women, when they are too exposed to sex toy, they have difficulties in urinating. Some of them are not be able to urinate, whereby the urine will be so small. Yes, because of the effect of melamine. Then glycerin. Glycerin occurs in self-lubricating sex toys. There are some sex toys that are self-lubricating. Now, there's glycerin they
Okay.
will put inside. Yes, that are self-lubricating, because when you're saying that, sex toys does not have self-lubricating organ like the normal a man coming,
Mm,
ejaculating, etc. Some women will tell you that there are some sex toys that have self-lubricating chemical. That is glycerin. And too much of exposure to glycerin can cause yeast infection in the woman's vagina. It can cause yeast infection, increased risk of STDs. Because by the time the glycerin start reducing, the body can peel off. The genital inside which you are inserting this thing can peel off. And so it's now altered the natural process of the vagina. Vagina is self-cleansing. It changes pH. It lubricates itself. That is the normal activity of the female genital. But the glycerin in the sex toy that the woman is using every day can alter the system of the vagina, therefore exposing the woman to STDs, at times yeast infection. So we also have parabens. Parabens is meant to increase the shelf life of glycerin. When you have, for example, if you produce a juice, you are going to have preservative to preserve it for some time. The same thing, the glycerin that is put in self-lubricating sex toys, that glycerin must have an increased shelf life. Therefore, they put parabens. It is meant to protect the shelf life of liquid item. Therefore, what parabens does is that it interrupts the natural menstrual cycle and encourage the growth of cancer cells. All these chemicals that I've mentioned above, they encourage the growth of cancer cells in the body. Because when all those chemicals are in the body, they are inorganic. They cannot be broken down. It's only organic materials that can be broken down, but these are inorganic. All these bisphenol A, volatile organic compound, glycerin, all those things are inorganic. They accumulate into the body system, the cells and tissues of the body. That's where you have cancer of the lung, cancer of the liver. Those who have cancer, we are not saying it's only sex toys that can expose them, but those who are addicted to sex toy, they can be at the risk
But
of cancer.
we're talking about likelihood now, right?
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Then cadmium.
Okay.
Cadmium is an heavy melter. In fact, it is ranked seventh world most toxic heavy melter. But what cadmium does is that it also softens material. It is used as a softener to soften the sex toy. And also, cadmium can expose someone to cancer, also cardiovascular problem, neurological problem, and gastrointestinal system can be damaged. That is the digestive system. When someone is exposed to too much of cadmium, cadmium is one of the notorious heavy melter. I work with cadmium during my master's program that we have to spike our soil with it. We got to cover every part of our body because cadmium is very toxic. It's an heavy melter that once it is inserted in the body, it cannot be broken down. So, but all those things are found in sex toys. And the sex toy industry have to put it because they want it to be softening. They want it to be soft so that it will enter the genital without any obstruction. But the aftermath effect is damaging. We also have volatile organic compound, VOC, ingredients in this sex toy. So they are present in materials that like adhesive, materials that are used like gum. So the volatile organic compound is meant to join all these chemicals together so that it will stick and become one. So this volatile organic compound also causes difficulty in breathing, too much of exposure to it, then nausea, early morning vomiting. The woman will just wake up, she's feeling like vomiting. Because if a woman is exposed to too much of this thing, it also causes skin damage, skin irritation. It damages the skin. We also have trimethyl chloride, phenol, carbon disulfide, we have toluene. All these chemicals are put together. And the problem is there is no organization that regulates the sex toys industry.
That is what
If
I
it
wanted
is a
to ask
drug now,
because, yeah, if we have all these chemical substances in the sex toy and is that damaging, why is it not being regulated? People have access to these things. These things are being sold everywhere. Why is it not being regulated? And
uh,
uh, there is no awareness. Awareness is not being created about the risk of all these things.
yeah, yes, sex itself as a topic, people do shy away from it. Nobody want
Mm,
to
yeah,
talk about it.
have a
So
discussion. Yeah.
everyone, yes, nobody want to have discussion about it. So a lot of people do not know, and we live in a society whereby women, once they have issues with a man, they forget about men completely. So they look for alternative. And so who now have time to start reading, start doing research about all those things. Apart from even all these chemicals, there are other effects of sex toy that we are going to talk about, but this chemical first, because all those chemicals we mentioned are carcinogenic, they are cancerous, they can cause cancer. They encourage the growth of cancer cells. Those ones that do not cause cancer directly, they encourage the growth of cancer cells in the body. For example, cadmium itself is very, very damaging. Bisphenol A encourage the growth of the cancer cells if they are too much in the body.
Wow. Honestly, if you are listening to us or you're going to watch this video later, if you have the intention of using such sex toy, you have to listen and listen very well and watch this video again and again, and send it. Probably send it to your friends that you know they might be using these things, and let them do their own research to find out. Don't just take our word for it, but let them do another research, because the essence of